guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's on a great day. Today we're going to be installing some Raptor grill lights on my brand new Ford Bronco. I'm going to show you guys all the tools and all the equipment needed to do this job today. Now this job will take you about an hour, maybe a little bit more depending on your skill level. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to install these lights on my grill. Now obviously these lights are not intended for this grill, so we do have to do a little bit of modifications to these lights. But the end result is going to be really, really good. You guys are going to really love the way these look. I love the way mine look. It definitely gets people's attention when you have them on your car. So I'm going to show you guys right now all the tools that are needed to do this job. Alright, let's get started with the tools that we're going to need in order to do this job and get these lights like the ones I have on my Bronco here. I'm going to show you guys the lights now. I have them on right now to kind of show you guys what they look like. And they look really good. The pack that I chose comes in a pack of 3. And the reason I chose these is because they sit nice and flush right with the grill. They don't sit far back or too far out. They actually look like they're supposed to go with the vehicle. Alright, let's get into the tools that we need in order to do this job. We need a panel popper like this to get some of these panel clips off. Some really good wire strippers and crimpers. I definitely love these because they're nice and small, and I'll link, like I said, all these tools down below. Some needle nose pliers. You need a Torx 30 and a Torx 25. You're also going to need a 10mm, some zip ties, some extra wire, preferably 2 different colors, black and red or black and green, don't really matter. You need about 2 feet of extra wire of each color. You're going to need some electrical connectors like these, and I'll link these down below if you guys are interested in these as well. These are going to save you some time and headaches as far as wiring the lights. And then some eye outlets like this just to hook up the negative terminal on the body. And this right here. So this is a blade, so X-Acto blade, and some heat. And I'll show you why here in a little bit. This is going to help cut up the lights in order to get them to fit nice and flush in the grill, and I'll show you guys how I did mine. You guys can do it a little bit differently, but this actually worked out really well for me. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood open and get started into the video. First thing is we need to remove these clips on the top of the grill. There's 9 of these, so we need to pop these clips off of here. Simply just stick it in between the clip, raise it up, and pops off the clips. Alright, once you get all 9 of those, we can go ahead and simply just pull the top cover off of the top of the radiator support here, and simply just put this off to the side. And now we need to go and remove 1, 2, 3, 4 10mm bolts on the top of the grill. Alright, once we get all 4 bolts off the top of the grill, we need to come over here to these clips here, and we need to disconnect. If you have a front camera, there will be a clip here where we need to disconnect the clip. We just simply press down on this little tab here, pop this up, pull this out. There's a washer nozzle here, but you gotta just squeeze these 2 ends to release it. Like so. And now we can go ahead and grab the top of our grill and just simply pull forward. Grab all corners. Grab the bottom. Alright, pull our grill off. Once you got the grill placed down on something flat, we can come over here and we need to remove this Torx 30, that Torx 30, and then there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 25 Torx on top. Remove the 6 Torx from the top of the grill. We can go ahead and pull this top off. This is the housing for the camera and the washer nozzle, and just simply just put this off to the side for now. And now we have access to our top holes. Now if you notice here, this is the cutout for the camera, so right above there, this top hole is actually centered, which is perfect. And if we grab our light that we've already modified here, it will simply slide right through the backside. And on the other side, you'll notice that, I'll flip this around, the light sits perfectly inside that gap there, and it sits flush with the grill, so it's not sticking past either, which is, I like the way that looks. But now we have to figure out how to keep this inside here. Well, the great thing about putting that light there on top of the panel here is on this top panel here, it's got a recess here where it sticks past, like this side is flat and this side of here is where the light is. This actually acts as a support on that light. So when you go to put this back on here, it actually will press, once you screw these bolts back in, it will press onto the light in the back, holding it in place. See, it's not moving anywhere, which is actually like it was made to be there like that. It's crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and modify my other two lights that I have the same way as this one. Alright, so these are the lights that we got off Amazon. It comes in a pack of 3, but we do have to modify these obviously because these are not made for the Ford Bronco. These are made for something else. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to modify these and get these to work inside the grill. Now we do have to cut along the edge here of the housing, so little square there. We need to cut off that little tab, so it'll leave us basically with this part right here. I'll show you what it looks like. End result, we want it to look like this. So we need to cut the plastic here, and the good thing about these lenses here is you can actually see past the inside clear part or along where we need to go ahead and cut it. And I'm going to show you guys how I did mine, and I don't know if you guys found a better way, you guys can. I'm going to show you guys how I did these. I basically got like a razor blade, heated it up, and just scribed along here where I'm going to go ahead and break it, and got some pliers and just simply broke off these little tabs. But I'm going to be using this little heat gun. This is for my wiring. So for solder, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and all we're going to do is basically just heat up the blade, get it nice and hot. Once you get the knife nice and hot, go ahead and just put it along the edge there. Press down. There you go. Alright, now that we cut all 4 corners off, you're going to go realize that it's not going to fit in the hole. If you go to mount it, it's not going to fit inside there. So this is why I'm telling you guys that we need to do a little bit more trimming to get this to fit inside, because it's not going to go in there. So we need to go ahead and just trim a little bit more off on the corners here. So just want to trim little by little on the 4 corners and just keep coming back and forth to test fit to see if you got enough or if you still need a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So these lights also come with this little rubber kind of pads for the back of the lights. I'm going to go ahead and add these to the back as well. That way this is not rubbing, at least this is not plastic on plastic. It's at least rubber on some plastic. That way it kind of keeps it nice and quiet. Alright guys, for the wiring, I'm going to run the wires, all of them behind the top of these clips here. So there's like a little tunnel behind these top mounts. So I'm going to run the wires along the top, and then I'm going to go ahead and get a black wire for my ground. I'm going to run it along the back side as well, and just connect all the black ones to the black wire, and the green will be my positive wire. Do the same thing, connect all the reds to the green, and then we'll run this out the sides here, the green and the black wire out here. So I'm going to show you what I've done so far. So on the grounds, this is the loose wire that I had. I ran all the way across and to the very edge one, and I just cut off, or I just basically stripped off the end of the black one, connected them together, and then right in the middle I went ahead and added this little T-tap to the wire and added a connector to the end of that, so I can go ahead and connect these two together, and then it'll be grounded together in the circuit. And same thing for this one. I added a T-tap in line like so to this one, and then I'll go ahead and ground it the vehicle once we get to that point. Now I'm gonna go ahead and run our red wire or a green wire for our power and do the same thing for that. Now we made all the connections. We went ahead and connected all our green and our blacks to the power and our grounds. I went ahead and added some zip ties here to around here to kind of secure our harness out of our way. I don't want the wires hanging down past the grill. I don't want anyone to see any of the wires back here. Go ahead and zip tie these together, make sure they're nice and tight. So we want to do that. Go ahead and do that now before we go ahead and mount the camera system back on the back. Alright guys, once you lay the camera back over and we go to secure the screws back on the top, you want to make sure you don't, it's going to be a tight fit because now this Now the wiring is actually inside the groove of where the grill fits, or at least the back in here. So you want to make sure that you want to probably have to push down a little bit on the grill to make contact with the screws, but you don't want to tighten them all the way because, like I said, the harness is still back there, but it will screw on a little bit. You don't want to screw it on all the way because then it'll definitely mess up the wiring. You probably run the wiring through the bottom of the grill here a different route, but then you would be showing wires past the grill. So I didn't want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do it like this, and we'll see if this will work. So let's go ahead and mount this back on the Bronco and figure out the wiring. So we're going to have our power here. I'm going to go ahead and power my lights with the uplifter switches. So my Bronco actually has the uplifter switches above the overhead console. I'm going to go ahead and mount mine up to that. And if you do have one, you're going to have this purple wire here on this harness here. When you get this wire here, this is going to be your power. So we're going to hook up our green wire to this purple wire, and then our black, which is grounded off somewhere on the body. I'll show you guys here in a little bit where I'm going to ground mine off. And once we do our power here, we need to come over here to our corner, and uplifter switch number 6 is going to be this yellow and orange wire. So we need to connect this and our purple wire right here. So this is the wire on this harness here. It's on the opposite side. So you have these loose, the loose ones here are the uplifter switches. This purple one over here is actually the one that's running to the front. So that wire actually runs all the way along that harness, and then it's right here where the other ones are at. So they will have another one. There's another one here for the actual roof bar light, if you wanted a roof bar light, and then for the trunk area. Alright, so I made my power connection here to the purple wire. I ran the ground strap all the way actually to the battery here on the negative battery terminal. So this is my ground all the way on the negative terminal here. And I've already made my connections for the uplifter switch number 6. So I got the purple wire that's actually coming from the front up here, coming all the way to the side here, coming out of this harness. This is the purple wire, and we're going to connect it to, or at least I'm going to connect mine to the yellow and orange wire. We made our connections now. Now the moment of truth is to go ahead and turn the key forward and see if these lights come on when I hit the switch. Let's see if these work. Key on. Number 6. Those look good. So there you go. Raptor lights on the Ford Bronco. Now every time I turn the key on or key off, as long as you leave that uplifter switch on, the lights will come on. And once you turn the vehicle off, obviously they'll go off as well. So now that looks good. Alright guys, Raptor lights are installed and they look amazing. I'm so glad on how well and how good they turned out. If you have any questions on today's video, please put it in the comments down below, and I'll try to get to you as soon as I can. And like I said, I'm going to link out everything you saw in today's video down below, so it makes the install nice and simple for you guys. If you guys found this video helpful, please give me a big like, please subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.